Can we talk about the idea that women need carbohydrates to be healthy? Because I see a lot of women try low carb or carnivore and add carbs back in because they feel unbalanced. And I also think that TikTok is just trolling me at this point. I've been getting a lot of creators who are talking about how when you're not eating carbohydrates, you're not giving the body the energy source that it needs, and you're going to force your body into creating glucose that it's going to do, right? Your body still will create glucose if you're not eating it. And in doing so, it's going to increase your adrenaline and cortisol. And I want to talk about why that is a very big misunderstanding with your metabolism. 9 times out of 10, and I've been doing this for a living for 15 years, teaching women how to balance hormones and lose weight. And I have pretty much lately, the past couple of years, since I became carnivore 4 years ago, I've really kind of converted all of my coaching over to carnivore and keto because I believe so strongly in the fact that there's a lot of people truly addicted to carbohydrates and truly addicted to food and needing to not try and moderate it. I had a lot of clients struggling with that. I was teaching them lots of strategies to moderate the timing of the carbs and how when you eat it during a meal and all of that stuff. I'm not saying everyone struggles with carbs, but a lot of people do. And a lot of times when you're trying a low carb plan and you don't do well on it, it's frankly because you're not eating enough. When you stop eating carbohydrates, what the body does is it makes your carbohydrates in a process called gluconeogenesis. And the body is incredibly smart and knows how to do this. The body doesn't just stop functioning because you stop eating sugar and bread. Now, here's the formula that I get all the time in my coaching is women who come to me who are low carb to no carb, who are overtraining, who have a super stressful life. They have like a full-time job and a family to run and raise, and they are running off of adrenaline. And most of the time, they're not getting enough fuel for their energy needs. And in these situations, you better believe cortisol and adrenaline are coming in to try and save you because your body's trying to compensate for the fact that it doesn't have the fuel it needs. But here's the deal. That is not proof that your body needs carbohydrates. But a truly well-developed, well-executed carnivore plan, and I'm just saying carnivore, but it could be any type of low to no carb plan, can absolutely help you to be balanced and to be super thriving. But what it requires is that you're training and you're recovering well. It requires that you're taking care of your nervous system. It requires that you are eating an adequate amount of protein, an adequate amount of fat, and that you are making sure that you are not overtraining. If you're doing that well, your body is very, very good at adapting to living off of no carbohydrates at all and thriving in that state. So to me, as a 4-year carnivore who strength trains 4 times a week, really heavy, goes for walks all the time with my dog, I take care of my nervous system. I do have a stressful life. I have a business. I have a family. Lots of things going on. But I feel extremely balanced. I feel like I gave myself time to adapt. I feel like I'm eating enough. I wasn't at the beginning of carnivore, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing and coaching other people to make sure that you don't settle into not giving your body enough fuel. But the question isn't, do I need carbs? It's, am I actually fueling myself enough? And the whole claim that gluconeogenesis is a stressful response to your body, that's actually not true. It's a normal metabolic process and your body does it all the time. Even if you are having, it's possible that overnight your body could be using this gluconeogenesis, even if you're somebody who eats moderate carbs. So it's not driving your cortisol and adrenaline up. If you are adequately fueling on fat and protein on a no-carb diet, you're not going to have any of that stress response. If you have that stress response, it's because possibly you are under eating. And especially if you're noticing that you're losing your hair. If you're losing your hair, if you don't have energy, if you feel super stressed and wired and tired, then your body is not getting enough total fuel, and it has nothing to do with if you need carbs or not. Frankly, I think we need a lot more carnivore women to talk about the fact that we are potentially stuck in a cycle of believing that fat is still bad for us. We need to love fat. We need to lean into fat. Fat is fuel. And if you still have that old dieting mentality about fat, you're never going to get over the hump of making sure that you're eating adequate amounts, and you're probably going to have to go back to fruit.